Chapter 38. How to Succeed. Small minds talk about people. Mediocre minds talk about events. Great minds talk about ideas. An old blind man was sitting on a busy street corner in the rush hour begging for money. On a cardboard sign next to an empty tin cup, he had written, "Blind, please help." No one was giving him any money. A young advertising executive walked past and saw the blind man with his sign and empty cup. She also saw many people passing by, completely unmoved, let alone stopping to give money. The advertising writer took a thick marker pen from her pocket, turned the cardboard sheet back to front, rewrote the sign, and went on her way. Immediately, people began putting money into the tin cup. After a while, when the cup was overflowing, the blind man asked a stranger to tell him what the sign now said. It says, "It is a beautiful day. You can see it. I cannot." The advertising executive knew how to succeed at using advertising, but the old blind man did not. That know-how made a difference in the result. Many want to succeed in life and at different tasks, goals, and endeavors, but fail because they don't know how to succeed. Let's use this chapter to examine the major steps required to succeed in life and at anything. 1. Get the right definition of success. How do you define success? The last chapter was used to give a clearer understanding of true success. In order to truly succeed, the first step will be to have the right definition of success. 2. Define your destination. To succeed at achieving anything, you must have a definition of exactly what you want. You must know what you want so you can know when you get it. You must know where you're going so you will know when you get there. 3. Have a specific goal and target. Your goals and target must be specific and not hazy so you can work at it. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways and can hardly get anything done. Therefore, have a specific goal and target if you want to succeed. 4. Write down your goals. An unwritten goal is not yet a valid goal. The faintest line is longer than the longest memory, and writing down your goals helps to activate different faculties of your being that will aid your success. There is a different outcome between those who write down their goals and those who don't. 5. Define the specific time to achieve it. Timing yourself helps challenge you and bring the discipline required to achieve success. You cannot just leave things to chance or believe the "whatever will be" philosophy. Define the timing and work at it so you can speed up your journey of success. 6. Develop a plan to achieve it. If you fail to plan, you have already planned to fail, and success remains just a dream without a plan. Develop a plan on how you will achieve your planned success, and it will help you greatly. If you plan well, you will do well. Proper planning prevents poor performance. 7. Put strategies in place to achieve it. Plans require strategies to be executed. Many just plan and replan, but don't strategize and proffer action steps to fulfill their plan. The action steps are the strategies required to make things happen. Anyone that wants to be successful must be strategic. 9. Find out the price you need to pay and commit to paying it. There's a price to pay for anything meaningful in life, and only those who pay the price will get the prize. To succeed, there are prices to pay. You must find out the prices you need to pay, the sacrifices you need to make, and make up your mind to pay the price, or else your dream will end up as a nightmare and your success a mirage. 10. Get to work, act. 1,000 good intentions is not as powerful as one action. No matter the dream, the goal, the strategy, etc., until you act, it ends up as nothing. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step. Action is very vital if you want to succeed, because if it's going to be, it is up to you. These 10 steps are simple yet powerful and should be adopted and applied by anyone that wants to succeed. 5 faculties of success. There are 5 faculties of success you must put to work in order for you to become a success in life. They all have a part to play in determining your success. 1. Your words. What you say matters a lot, and your confession affects your success, so watch your mouth. Nobody can rise above their confession in life. Negative words and confessions will limit you and negate your success, while positive words and confessions will propel and boost your success. 2. Your thoughts. Your thought determines your destiny and success in life. If you think you can or you think you cannot, you are right, because it is what you think that matters. Sow a thought, reap an act. Sow an act, reap a habit. Sow a habit, reap a character. Sow a character, reap a destiny. Think positive at all times and refuse negative thoughts. 3. Your desire. What you desire determines what you pursue, and what you pursue determines what you achieve. To become successful, you therefore have to fan the flames of your desire and ensure your desires are strong, positive, and channeled in the right direction that will propel you to succeed. 4. Your expectation. What you expect determines what you attract. What you attract determines what you inspect. What you inspect determines what you respect. What you respect determines what you manifest. Let your expectations be positive at all times, because they will affect what you manifest. 5. Your imagination. Your imagination helps you with the formation of images, and if the images formed are wrong and negative, it determines your outcome. Your imagination is so powerful that it gives you the ability to take an excursion trip into your future and come back to make a sound futuristic decision. You will succeed. The Sergeant Major's Rude Parrot Story. A retired sergeant major inherited a talking parrot from a recently departed relative who had run a busy dockside pub. For the first few days in his new home, the normally talkative parrot was distinctly shy. The old major, despite his stern and disciplined ways, felt sorry for the bird and gently encouraged it with soft words and pieces of fruit. After a week or thereabout, the parrot began to find its voice, a little at first. Responding to the kind treatment, the parrot's vocabulary continued to recover, including particularly the many colorful expressions it had been taught in the dockside pub. The old sergeant major began to be quite irritated by the parrot's incessant rudeness, and after a few more days of worsening profanities, decided action was required to bring the bird under control. The sergeant major tried at first to incentivize the parrot with the promise of reward for good behavior, but to no avail. He next tried to teach the bird a lesson by withdrawing its privileges, again to no avail. The parrot remained stubbornly rude. Finally, the old major flipped into battleground management mode. He grabbed the bird, clamped his hands around its beak, and thrust the struggling, swearing parrot into the top drawer of the freezer, slamming the door tightly shut. The swearing and struggling noises continued inside the freezer for a few seconds and then abruptly stopped. The sergeant major listened for a while, then, concerned that the parrot's shock might have been terminal, carefully opened the freezer door and opened the drawer to look. The parrot slowly clambered out of the drawer and perched on its edge. "I must apologize for my rude and disrespectful behavior," said the parrot. "I promise never to use bad language again. And by the way, what did the turkey I saw in there do?" The retired sergeant major tried many strategies before he succeeded in his goal. I hope and believe that you won't need to try ceaselessly. With the knowledge you are getting, you will hit the bullseye at all times.